Working hard, got 2 jobs, Friday night, but thank you, Lord, it's 2 checks. It's 2 checks. Yeah. Game of spades, being a flight, I'm talking 10 straight books, you goddamn right. Now who's next? Off my table. Who's next? Yeah. Huh? I don't dance a boogie. Somebody tell a DJ, put on my song. We grown and we want a 2-step. That's the new flex. Yeah, 2-step to this, 2-step. Everybody come on. Come on.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Worldwide Crypto and Gaming. I'm your host, Dragon Rider. Today, we got another special Behind the Bullshit podcast with my homie, JRE, baby.
Hey. Yo, that was dope entry, bro. What's going on, man?
I appreciate that. Hey, my homie, Big Chris. Hey, the link to his Spotify is in the description. That's my intro, man. He loaned that to me for specifically for my channel, man, and it's greatly appreciated. And it's dope. He's got some dope music out. But man, hey, I apologize for the delay. I apologize to everybody out there watching for the delay. I know this has been a big moment incoming, but I literally just got to the hotel room.
Oh, you're traveling.
Yeah. Work has been crazy today, man. And I literally I pulled in, I hurried up and did that real quick and hopped on here.
Gotcha, brother. Gotcha, man. But much big respect to you, man. I appreciate the invite as usual,
Absolutely.
Brother, on your channel, man. Much respect there, man. So it's all good. Everybody on the channel is saying hello to you.
Hello, what's up?
They're saying it's going to be lit. Christine says, "Hey,
Absolutely.
Worldwide Crypto." So they're reaching out to you, brother, and saying what's going on. So definitely appreciate the invite, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I've been meaning to get you on here for a while, man. Like I said, I'm making my rounds to all my friends and family around the crypto space, especially. And I'm also meeting some new content creators along the way, as well as some people in sports. Like I had Overt Flow on the other day, and you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, this is starting to become a nice big thing. This is episode 19. For those that don't know, this is awesome stuff, man. A lot of great conversations, a lot of great guests, man. Like I say, and this has been, this is one I've been waiting to go bring in, man. Bring it on home, because man, you are a big name around a lot of people. You got your hands in a lot of different things, man, and a lot of people really respect you and your input and the things you're doing, especially business wise, man.
Yeah, brother. It's been a long time building, and I think we've kind of discussed these things before, man. You got to get out there and hustle. I see you hustling all around. I've seen all your links, bro. I'm like, dang, I only got like 4 or 5 links. This dude has like 20 different ways to reach him. No, but that's good. Your grind is good, and I appreciate you acknowledging that, because if we're sleeping and we're not grinding, you know what I'm saying, something is wrong. Yeah. We have to grind. We got to grind, man, whether it's on your job, whether it's recreational, whether you're building on the internet, you're an investor, whatever it is, you got to grind in if you want to see success, man. And so I see that's exactly what you're doing, man. But that's what I'm trying to do too, brother. I just want to grind. I want to see other people win. And that's why we're here, brother. That's why we're here. We're trying to help step up to the next level and bring everybody else up with us as we go along.
Absolutely. I love to hear that. But so what we're going to do right now is we're going to rewind the tape back a little bit before we became Mr. JRE. You know what I'm saying, man? So where you come from? Where you grew up?
So I originally was born in Anchorage, Alaska, man. Believe it or not, people look at me and be like, "You healthy son of a," and you were born in Anchorage, Alaska. There's black people up there, brother. There's some there. You got this. Obviously, you got this up there. Yes, there are. We do have a small population. I think it's maybe 10% of the population is
Yeah.
African American, then everything else kind of follows in between, whatever. But
Yeah.
yes, born in Anchorage, Alaska, 1979, brother, to a great family. And shortly after that, I would say roughly maybe a few years after, I actually moved to Alabama. My mother and father got married, and boom, we went to Alabama. So I was
Okay.
raised for about 5 to 6 years in Alabama out there, man, with there's my father lives right now, but yeah, so Alabama, learn how to share crop, and watch my father growing up picking cotton, back then,
Wow.
bro. I mean,
Wow.
you would think, and I guess late 80s it wasn't happening, but it was still happening. Plant
Yeah.
plant seeds and do all that thing, man. Build on the farm and all that, chickens and goats and all that. So I grew up learning how to work my butt off, man. How to clean, how to clean the hen house, and how to shovel up crap from the hogs and all that kind of stuff. And I knew what it was to get my hands dirty. Uh,
Yeah.
from there, in I want to say maybe 88 to 89, moved to New York City. Or no, it's 80, 84, between 84 and 86, moved to New York, Liberty, New York. Stayed in New
Okay.
York City for a little bit, and that was a pretty good sight to see, man. Then from there, my grandmother from Alaska came down to pick me and my mother and my brother up, which my brother is no longer with us, Kenneth. He was actually born in New York City. So from there, we moved from New York in 1989, between 89 and 90, on up to Anchorage, Alaska, brother. And that was actually, no, I was going to say the first time I ever seen snow, but it was the first time I had ever seen snow like that in
Yeah.
Anchorage.
Wow.
My grandfather met us at the airport, and like I said, in the 90s, pulled up in a brown Crown Victoria. You remember those?
Yeah.
Bro, look. The
Yeah.
brown,
Hey, look, my dad had a baby blue one, though. We called it the Blue Goose.
bro. Let me ask you this. Yo, did he have the cell phone in there? Not the cell phone, but
Nah,
did he
he
have a
didn't.
phone?
Nah, he didn't have the phone in it though.
Yo, man, I got into my grandfather's car. I sat in there, and when he had pulled up, I didn't really. This is my first time meeting him, so gave him a
Yeah.
hug and everything. Got in the car. You had the leather. You had the plush, like the couches, the
Yes.
plush stuff, man. Up the whatever you
Yeah.
call it, velvety. Yeah, got in there, felt on that. I was like, wow, Grandpa, this is, I'm not sure what word I used, man. I think I just said, this is nice or whatever, right? And looked over,
Yeah.
wow, you got a cell phone?
What?
Wow. But it was one of those
What?
big, giant ones. I seen on
Yeah.
Twitter, somebody posted on there, what age are you if you had a phone from this era, whatever. So it was one of those phones with the long antenna. But yeah, man, moved to Anchorage, Alaska in the 90s, and kind of started my venture from there.
Nice, man. Nice, man. That's a good way to come from, man.
Yeah.
It's interesting to hear, people's different backgrounds and stuff like that. Especially, you don't hear a lot of people coming from Alaska.
No, no, not too many, man. And Alaska is starting to get, Anchorage particularly is starting to get put on the map. More artists are starting to
Yeah.
come from Alaska as well as go to Alaska. We have a few basketball players, Carlos
Okay.
Boozer, and who else? Trajan Langdon. And let me see who else. What's his name? Played for the Heat. I can't remember his name right now. He's going to be upset that I couldn't call out his name. But we've had a few different sports fanatics and enthusiasts and individuals. Some of the rap game guys that's out there have come from Alaska,
Yeah.
man. So we're definitely on the map at this point. For now, it's been a long time, but I don't know if you remember Sean. You know a guy named Sean Sullivan?
Man, why does that name sound familiar?
Sounds familiar, man. He made
Yeah.
I have to look his name up, but he made he wrote a book. I think it's called Icy Rivers or something like that about his life and history. He's kind of one of the hip hop
Okay.
Mongols up there in Anchorage, Alaska, man. So, you know, I mean, we give shout outs to the guys like that that's really working the grind. But yeah, I grew up in Anchorage where all the snow and you know, where it's dark, you know, 8 months throughout the year in different places, sometimes 24 hours a day. Going to
Man, that's
school at
nuts.
7. Man, it's nuts, bro. Going to school at 9 o'clock and it's still dark outside, bro. I'm tired, rubbing
wouldn't be
steam
able
out
to
of my
sleep.
eyes. Huh?
I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Bro, I mean, after a while you get used to it, but you sitting in the classroom, you looking outside like, man, it's kind of depressing. It's dark. You know, it's
Yeah.
September, October,
Wow.
November, December, and then eventually we start losing the nighttime and gaining more daylight. So right now, what is it, April, March? So April, May. So they're May, I think, time frame, they'll start gaining more and more daylight till we get once again summer solstice, which is I think the longest day of the year. That's around June or so, where we
Yeah.
have about 18 to 19 hours of daylight.
Wow.
So for that one day, so it kind of reverses. So I grew up around that. You know what I'm saying? So instead of being able to mow my lawn, I was shoveling most of the year. You know, making
Yeah.
money that way. You know, I started out working, you know, fast food restaurants. Man, I probably had, if I look at my resume, Wendy's, McDonald's. I worked in the school system. I worked on, you know, in the cannery, fishing cannery, hard labor,
Wow.
slinging those fish around. You know, worked for the VA.
A lot of people don't respect that
A lot of
nowadays,
people don't
man.
respect that, man.
That make a man out of you.
It does. Let me tell you, I went several years back, man, and went up to Naknek, Alaska, and worked in one of the canneries up there. Bro, when I tell you working, you know, 16, 17 hours a day, slinging fish, picking fish up, going down to the bank and pulling the fish out of the waters and all that. Man, I lost about a good 25 pounds. When I came back, man, I had, you talking about muscle, bro.
Yeah.
I was stacked, man. I was stacked.
Yeah, I was I got out the when I got out the service, man, I went and pitched bricks at a brickyard, man. I'm gonna tell you what, boy. That ain't no joke, man. And then the funny thing about that, man, is I had a guy that was had to have been at the time, he was twice my age. Man, I'm talking about somebody that looked like he's straight out the bodybuilder, man. And he ain't even lift not one weight.
Natural.
He ain't lift not one weight. And he just worked at the brickyard all his life.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. Hey, you want some get strong?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure, man.
Man, so all right, so you come from some very, very humble beginnings, man, and you know, it's very, very respectable beginnings too, man. So how'd you get into the business side of stuff?
As I'm searching my mind right now, but you know, in terms of business, I had mentioned before that, you know, my father taught me, you know, more of the labor side of how to use my hands to work with and, you know, to build things and to put things, you know, back together, and learning how to get up at, you know, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, outside of being in the military for 16 years doing that. But, you know,
appreciate your service, bro.
No problem, man. Getting up, you know, with my father to, you know, do the crops and all that kind of stuff and all the things that we did there. But, you know, learning how to, you know, really use my hands and my back to labor, even as a kid, you know, but I think, you know, I'm starting to gain all that weight from not doing those things now, man. But, you know, cause I mean, all the way up until I was 20 years old, bro, I was about $100, you know, maybe $180, maybe $190. I went into basic training around maybe around 190 or so. And they dropped me all the way back down to Wait, no, I'm sorry. Went in at about 200 and came out about 185 or so. You know, I was a lean, mean, green
Boy.
machine. But
I wasn't as fortunate. I went in. I went in. So right after high school, I went in, and I went in. I was like, man, I was like 260. And when I at the end of my AIT, I was like 186 pounds. I'm talking rock solid, bro.
yeah, bro.
Hey, I had my drill sergeants was rolling me around, you know, because that was around about the time Major Payne was at it. It's like, come on, Tubby, you know.
One tubby.
Yeah,
Tubby.
And at graduation,
Too,
yeah, thank you. And at graduation, actually, one of the drill sergeants, he had took a little bit. I think he had went on vacation or something like it. Came back and everything. And you know, I was the guide on bearer at the time for my platoon, and he walked up, shook my hand and everything. He was like, "Who the fuck are you?" I said, "Private Thompson, drill sergeant. Private Thompson. Oh, tell me, you lost some weight." He said, "I thought you went to fat camp, boys. God, I'm happy to see you. Congratulations." I was like, "Yes." But it was good times though, man. Then I got out, got fat.
Yeah, we stay on a regimen for a little bit, man. But you know, after a while, if you don't keep it up, then you know, you see what happens. But you know, to kind of bring it back to what you were saying, what you were asking. So, you know, my grandfather, Dr. Or emeritus now, because he's a retired, you know, pastor, Alonzo Patterson, man, he basically showed me how to do the business side of things and investment, you know, side of things. So I grew up learning how to, you know, do office work and, you know, clerical, you know what I'm saying? I mean, those kind of things, in building administrative work, you know, learning how to budget, and, you know, learning how to invest. So, you know, whole different finance side of the world, whole different.
So,
you know,
so how you know, how hard was it for you to make that transition? You know, because going from back pain to now you got, you know, maybe a sprained wrist. Yeah.
If you only had a zoom lens. Knees hurting, bro. Back hurting, neck. Sometimes I be like this. Look, I don't get up the easy way now. It's not. I be like this. You know, trying to get up. I'm like, oh, crack. I'm like, okay, I'm back, man. Now.
Yeah.
It's hard to get up. So I don't know if I've totally made the transition, man, but you know, I mean, even when I was in the, you know, when I got in the military, man, you know, that mindset, you know, my grandfather, you know, raising us from, really from the age of, I want to say 12, 13 on to about, you know, till I left the house, 18 or so, went out on my own, got married, and, you know, all of that. You know, all those things that he taught me kind of was just drilled in me. So as soon as I had the ability to be able to invest, I started, you know, investing. As soon as I had the ability to be able to start my first business that I started, was a t-shirt, kind of a t-shirt.
Really?
Yeah, it was, I was giving away, and I was, you know, selling t-shirts, man. I mean, my background's in gospel and Christian, and, you know, religious upbringing. So I came out with a couple clothing lines. One was a War T7 gear based off of, you know, Ephesians 6 and all that, armor of God. And then another one was Christ grown. It was kind of a flop from something else called Alaska grown t-shirts. So I wanted to do that, just kind of, you know, spread awareness of the gospel and things of that nature. So that was kind of one of my, and I also, not too many people know, man, I also used to do gospel rap too. Back in the day, I got 2 CDs out on iTunes.
Hey,
bro,
I got you. Hey, we gonna find. Hold on, I'm gonna find that while you talking.
Bro, check under Footprint. Footprint used to be my gospel name, man, back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's 2 albums. One's a single, and then there's another half an album up there, a little LP. But yeah, I used to do gospel music, man. But my grandfather taught me how to you know, administratively hustle and, you know, work those investments, man, and put yourself. My first investment into the TSP in the stock market, that was basically my first investment. I started throwing money in that thing, even though I couldn't afford it. I just said, you know what, 10, 15, you know, 20 years from now, I'll have, you know, at least $20,000-$30,000 put to the side. You know, once I retired, didn't know whether I was going to retire or not, but at least started doing that. So, you know, he showed me how to do that. You know, one thing I love about him is that, you know, growing up, people would always tell us, make sure you don't spend your last $2 out of your pocket. You know what I mean? Like, so that way, in case something happens, you can catch a cab, you can catch now Uber, but you know, $2 is the going rate. It's $5, $10 now just to hop in. You know what I mean? So, you know, but back then he was basically teaching me, do not spend all your money. Do not throw away your money. You know what I'm saying? Put 20, 30, 40, 50% aside if you can afford to live without that. Put that aside so that way later on down the road, you don't have to struggle. Your family coming up behind you don't have to struggle. The next generation, you can pass that on, leave a living legacy. So the business side of the house, man, he really, really showed me how to do that. And I'm forever grateful for that. And I think we lost him. Anyway, so just I'm gonna continue answering this question until I can get him back. Let me hold on. Let me see if I can get back in there. But y'all hear me? So, you know, when you have somebody who can show you how to do those kind of things growing up, and you implement those things into your life growing up, guess what? It makes it that much better for you as you're investing, as you're living your life. You know, so those are some of the principles that you take with you, and then, you know, you develop them and you change them as you go along. So I've learned so much through my, you know, comrades in the military, serving, comrades at the VA, serving, people all over, you know, met people all over the world showing me how to do different things and investing in business wise. And so, you know, all those things I just take with me down to every day. But that's really how I kind of got started in the administrative financial investment world.
Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Technical.
Oh, no problem, man. I was about to click the link. I was about to click the link again, but I said, you know what? Let me keep talking while he steps away, and we'll go from there. So it's all good, brother. It's all
I'm
good.
so sorry. But man, hey man, that's all right, man. You know, even, you know, I know a lot of people that have went the t-shirt route, and just nothing panned out for about that. So, you know, you had to have, you know, that extra type of hustle in you to make that successful, and to, you know, and to branch out and move on from that, right?
Yeah, I actually just to rewind just a little bit, and I'll come back to that. Actually, now that I think about it, my first business venture was online, was eBay. Remember eBay?
Yes, I sold a lot of stuff on eBay.
90, I think that was 90s, right? That was 90s.
Yeah.
So early 90s, man. That was before Amazon even, you know, I think Amazon came out in the late mid 90s, so 95-ish, around that time period. Because I remember hearing about the stock and all that. So somewhere in the 90s or so, if somebody can pull those dates up. But it was eBay where I tried to sell CDs from
Okay.
yeah. From CDs from, not, was it Netflix? When did Netflix come out? Not Netflix, but
yes,
no.
Well, that was Netflix was 2000s, like
2005 or something.
Yeah, after 2005, 6, 10.
The 1 cent ones. What was the ones you can buy? You can buy online. You can get like 10 for a penny.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. People were downloading stuff and getting viruses and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, this was different. This was they would actually send you they would actually send you the CDs. You would sign up for a subscription service, and they would actually send you eBay started in 1995. Okay, thank you, Johnny. Appreciate that. They would actually send you 10 CDs for a penny. But what you didn't know was it was a trial period. So after that, you would have to pay, like, it was either a month, either monthly or like $1.99 a year or something like that for the service. So you ended up paying for those freaking CDs, but it was just introductory, man. For those individuals who didn't read the fine print, we ended up paying a lot of money, bro, for that. But I ended up taking some of those and putting it on eBay. Yeah. So that was kind of like the first. So, you know, back from there, back to your last question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I didn't really get into any type of like business thing until after I got out the service, man. You know, it was like I started selling car parts on eBay.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was doing pretty well because I worked at a warehouse that we were basically took some of the factory parts off the cars that would come off the ship and replace them with whatever the customers decided to put on them. But those parts, those brand new parts, were getting thrown away. So what I was doing was I would scour through the trash. I would pick up all that stuff because you know who wants that? Body shops.
Body shops, right? Bro.
Body shops. I'm talking about everything from a small panel to a grill. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about. I was making some money on eBay, man. I can honestly say I was making somewhere around 10 grand a month on selling that. Yeah, and then man, I ended up getting fired from that job because apparently somebody got mad at me. And see, here's the thing though. So I had recruited other employees to help me out, right? So all my buddies were helping me out. They would get in the trash and everything. And man, I was throwing after work pizza parties, buying drink. I was tossing some cash here and there, you know what I'm saying? To everybody that was helping me, you know what I'm saying? But there was this one guy, man, he didn't, he was like, yeah, you're going to get in trouble. He kept trying to do that. And he ended up snitching on me into corporate. And yeah, they just, instead of like fining me or suing me or anything like that, they just fired me. So,
wow.
You know, I went on to other business ventures. That's
yeah, I mean, you. I'm not gonna say you miss being a jailbird, but you kind of did.
Yeah.
No, brother. Hey, you know, we all had our, have our those kind of hustles, man, where we're just like in our minds, this is the right thing. We're doing the right thing, and next thing you know, we're off on a whole different path. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that hustler mentality, especially, a lot of us that grew up in the 90s, 80s, late 80s, 90s, you know what I'm saying? It's like you saw everybody around you had a hustle. I don't care what it was, you know what I'm saying? And, and that was to get the things you wanted, you know what I mean? If you wanted those new Jordans that came out, that were like $60, hey, you better get some money together. How you going to do that? Hustle.
You gotta hustle. You gotta do it. I mean, I remember doing. Remember AT&T phone sales door to door before they really got big. I remember doing that. Going up, hey guy, would you like to buy AT&T phone?
I had a Nokia, bro. That thing was a brick, boy. You had to pull the antenna out. Hey, minutes. You had to buy the little minute cards.
Minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Oh man, it's nice reminiscing about stuff like that, man, because it kind of keeps you humble and reminds you where you came from. You know what I mean? Like especially nowadays, you look at a lot of us individuals, man, that really kept on that hustle and kept doing things. We don't. I don't know. From my, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? It's like I never really understood the type of business person I am. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't see that as a business. I was just hustling to survive, hustling to pay some bills, hustling to buy a car. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really understand that, hey, I do have that business mindset, like until later on in my years, you know what I mean? But, it's a lot of people don't get to, they don't necessarily even begin to realize that until it's too late, until it's too late to do anything.
Exactly. I think too. A lot of people get what do you call that? Comfortable.
Yeah.
Comfortable where they're at and not
Complacent.
wanting to be complacent, not wanting to step outside of those zones to stretch themselves. And if we're not willing to do that, then I think some people probably get on me about this, but if you're not willing to do that, you kind of deserve to sit where you're at. You know what I'm saying? If that's all, if that's all
right
you
on.
want, you're comfortable with that. That's fine. But in terms of if you want more in life, whatever that may be, if you want more in life, then sometimes you have to jump outside of that box to see on the what's India look like, what's Jamaica look like, what's the other side of the world look like. I mean, you're stuck in this box, but if you don't see what's on the outside of that box, in the diamond, in the triangle, in the rectangle, in the octagon, you'll never know what it's like to be stretched. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, I remember the first time jumping out of an airplane. Like, why would you jump out of a perfectly good airplane? Well, let's see what's on. I know what's on the ground, but let's try something a little different to jump outside of my box and stretch myself. And so, kind of leading into what you were saying, it stretched me to jump into some things that, especially when it comes to the financial aspect, the world of investing, it stretched me to take what I made on a regular basis, my money, my hard-earned money, to put into somebody else's hands in order to see it grow. Although I had, somewhat of
That's a
control.
scary thing to do, man.
It's a scary thing. Before cryptocurrency, you were going to Merrill Lynch, you were going to Charles Schwab, you were going to E-Trade, or if you knew how to trade, you can go to E-Trade. But you were in a TSP, you were giving somebody else to manage your money, the stock market, right? If you don't understand how to actually trade yourself on those platforms, you're giving somebody else your money to say, hey, I'll take your portfolio, and I promise you I can get you from here to here. Sign on the dotted line, and now you're giving somebody $500 to $1,000 a month to manage your money. So
it sounds like some of these days are running.
That sounds like right, bro. I guess we'll get into that a little bit later on. But
yeah, we definitely.
That's kind of a segue into how I got started.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I can definitely tell you, man, my parents, they never, wasn't any type of I would say on the business side of things, in the more professional world, what I mean? Because, my parents grew up, just, laborers, you know what I'm saying? So stepping out of that box and trying to even to get out of the laborer position and get myself into, okay, so what am I wanting to do to be financially stable, not only stable, but just be financially well off enough to where I'm not worried about a bill. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like I can comfortably just pay my bill and not even look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like I want it to be in that spot, not necessarily, of course it'd be nice to have Elon money, but at the same time, it's like, I always wanted to put myself in a position to where, I could go out to eat and I'm not checking my bank account, wondering if I have enough money. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what kind of took me from, okay, being scared and just sitting where I am and moving out of that. And like you said, getting out of that comfort zone and actually doing something that's going to improve the situation. And that's how I got into, trading stocks and stuff like that. It's like, man, you talking about just dude, I was so nervous the first time I handed a check over. I was like, bro, I'm gonna tell you. Because you see the stories on TV. They have the documentaries. This dude done stole somebody millions, and this dude done stole billions. You know what I'm saying?
Room.
So it's
remember that one, the boiler room.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and then I went from that to, okay, what is he doing? Because he's wanting a percentage. What am I going to do? What can I do to keep that percentage? Hey, learn how to look at charts. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I kind of stayed back and kind of looking and studying and stuff. And then I started off with, I took $100, dude, and I started just playing around. Let me buy a little bit of that and a little bit of that. Let me see how this actually works and what I can actually do. And like I say, I almost instantly I lost that $100, but I didn't quit. Yeah. I didn't quit. You know what I'm saying? And then I kept going.
Like, there you go. See you later.
Yeah. And then I got to looking around. I'm like, shit. so what do I use on a daily basis? What am I, that was when like Amazon first came out and stuff like that. And I was like, I use this thing. Let me go ahead and buy some. You know what I'm saying? Tesla, because around that time I had started working at Tesla, and I was like, okay, I'm working at this place, and it's got a lot of promise to it. Let me buy some of that. Let me buy some more of this other different stuff. And lo and behold, the stuff that I was using on a daily, the platform, Amazon, the platform I was using on a regular, you know what I'm saying? The place I worked at, you know what I'm saying? And then other stuff, like Ford and stuff like that, stuff that I was really, really interested in.
Right.
Boom, 10 years later, right. Okay. And then I stepped into crypto.
So at example, I agree with that, because I remember back in 2000, I think it was, like you said, with Netflix back in 2005 or so. It looks like they were founded in it looks like was it 97? They were founded in 97, but I didn't get into Netflix until I remember being overseas, and I bought some shares of Netflix. They were $4.20 when I bought Netflix's first share, and I remember it exploding to $20. And I only had 4 shares of Netflix at the time, I think. And I was like, boop, let me get my money. Let me get my money. Boom. Then I was like, look, Mason, probably didn't get my money. But on the same concept of, investing in something that you use, I'm like, shoot, why not? That thing blew up. And I was like, why did I take my money out? Why didn't I just hold on to it? But that definitely took a few years. But I think back to what you said about, investing in products and services that you use on a day-to-day basis, and watch how that grow. Look at NVIDIA, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, look how that took off.
Yes,
something that we use every single day in the internet and in what do you call that? Not programming, but the technology behind it. So we're using that every single day, and look how that took off. So simply, I follow
Nancy Pelosi's trade just on that. Just FYI.
Oh Lord, don't say that. No, listen. Y'all see my disclaimer. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what.
Hey, when they say follow the money, you kind of look around. You see what? Yeah.
You definitely follow the money on that, and So, did you follow Martha Stewart too?
No, not recently. Not recently.
I'm messing around, man.
Yeah.
They came after her a while ago.
Anyway. Oh yeah. That was yeah. Hey, Martha's an OG, man. She's an
OG, man. She's an OG. For sure.
So all right, so you pretty successful doing that stuff. So what piqued your mind and piqued your interest to get into cryptocurrency? How did that happen?
So when I first heard about crypto, and I tell this in different parts because of how it affected me, but there was I take it back. I think no, I'm not gonna take it back, but I'll get to that story. But I think I first heard about cryptocurrency when I was overseas in Kuwait, 2000, and I want to say 2010. 2000 in 2010 or 2011. Anyway, some of the guys over there, they were talking about the dinar, and they were talking about Bitcoin. It was end of 2010, and I'm making good money over there. So I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with anything that's not tangible, that I can't, hold on to. I don't, why would I, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't hold on to it. Why would I do that? Well, man, it's this new thing came out. It's called BTC. And listen, I showed a video of last week about, the guy who bought, I think 10 Bitcoin for, 34 cents a pop. He bought it through PayPal, but it was through a financial company or whatever. It was the same thing. This guy was telling me, he was like, look, man, you got to go through this. You got to do these steps. I don't remember if it was PayPal or not. He said, you got to do this. I said, that's a lot of work, man. and then I'm sending somebody money, then I don't know if I'm going to get it back. That's probably a scam. You believe this stuff, bro? I'm telling you, it's like, I'm like, you believe this, right? And he didn't have an argument. He's like, okay, well, all right, talk to you later, and that was it, right? So, I mean, years after that, I didn't hear anything about it. 2011, 12, wasn't paying attention to it. I was just still doing your ordinary stocks or whatever. But buying your traditional stocks, your Apple, your G funds, and all that kind of stuff or whatever. I think maybe 2014, 15, I may have opened up an E-Trade account and started, messing around in E-Trade, buying penny stocks or whatever. 16, 17, I actually 2016 I got out of the military. 2017 is when I heard about it again, and I think right around that time it had somewhere peaked around maybe $19,000, somewhere in that time frame. Somebody can pull up the exact. I think it was 2017, and so I bought when it took that that next dip after that. I don't remember, but I think it was around $800 to $1,200. I bought in that time from that range right there. And I bought four BTC, and I held on to it. Well, when you start investing, right? People start coming along asking you how you did it. And how you did it. How'd you get there? And so. Okay, I'm stepping over myself. So you asked me how'd I get introduced? So I got introduced back in 2010, forgot about it. And then I got reintroduced by a lady on Facebook by the name of Michelle, who I remember growing up with in church, right? She worked at Microsoft, and she started talking about altcoins. And there was this coin called Red Coin. I don't know if you remember that. Coin called Red Coin.
Remember that one.
Yeah,
that was before I got into trading.
It was a random call called Red Coin, and that was before I think Dogecoin and some other stuff that just came out. But I was like, alts? What's an altcoin? All I know is Bitcoin. She says, well, it's a they call them crap coins, and you can buy your money, you can make 100 times your money, blah blah blah. She gave these classes about setting up a wallet and all that same stuff we're doing now. And I was like, same thing I did with Bitcoin. I'm like, I don't know about all this. Maybe Bitcoin, yes, I have a few, but or I will get a few, but I don't know about anything else. She says, well, just pay attention. I work at Microsoft, so she says I know the code that they're writing to create and blockchain technology. She said that's the future. She said, if you don't pay attention already, because BTC has its own blockchain. I'm like, blockchain? I was closed-minded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was closed-minded. I said, okay, well, whatever. So I left that alone, and I watched a few of her videos, and I couldn't understand it, but I didn't bother doing any additional research outside of purchasing the 4 Bitcoin that I talked about, right? So I purchased a 4 Bitcoin after kind of hearing about what she had talked about, but I didn't do anything further after that. Got the Bitcoin, let it sit. Somebody came along on the internet, approached me and says, hey, I can turn your 4 Bitcoin into 8 to 10 to 20 Bitcoin. Send me your Bitcoin and then I'll do that for you. Well, I didn't know about sending Bitcoin or sending money through, through the wallets or what have you, and thinking that it would be okay. So pretty much the first ones that taught me how to start a wallet and all that kind of stuff. So I started a wallet. He told me exactly what to do. He walked me through. He showed me examples of him, making money with the Bitcoin. He showed me live that he can take my 4 Bitcoin and turn it into 6. So I sent him my Bitcoin. And once the transaction finally, it took a while for it to finalize. He says, "Oh, we'll be back in a couple days, and we'll show you, how I turned your 4 Bitcoin to 8 Bitcoin." Okay, so I sent him the 4 Bitcoin. He showed me on camera that he was trading the Bitcoin. After 2 days after that, never heard from him again. So I contacted my bank, told my bank this is what I bought the Bitcoin, transferred the money to a wallet. They said, sorry, we can't help you. You shouldn't have done that. But anyway, that was kind of my first experience on blockchain technology and sending my money to somebody else's wallet, thinking that I was going to be able to make $160,000 in return from that, and believing them. So that was my first scam, what have you. And I scammed myself, but that was really my experience and what catapulted me to start looking deeper into blockchain technology. What is this? What is that? How do you get involved? And so, which after that, I came across my first coin. After that was the infamous Dogecoin.
Yeah. So you got in super early then.
Early, from around that time. So it was Dogecoin, and I bought $10,000 worth of Dogecoin at 0.00, something. And that was back in 2000, and I think right at end of 2020. There's about four of us that kind of went in right around the same time, and we're still following each other. But I mean, that's not super early in comparison to some other people, but really when the market started to take off, and now we're at what, 2.7 trillion dollar market cap overall. But back then it was like what, 500, 700 trillion. I mean, not trillion, billion. You know what I'm saying? And back then, and when really alts started kind of taking off, your Shibas and all that kind of stuff. But I bought $10,000 worth of Dogecoin right around that time frame before it took off and hit that 76 cents. But while I was waiting for whatever this thing was, Dogecoin, to possibly take off, I started buying the other crap coins called, one was called Hoj. Remember that?
I remember Hoj. Yes.
Right. And that's how, I was like, when I first got into it, it was so difficult. You had to, again, get your wallet. You had to program the wallet for the chain. Then you had to buy from Coinbase or whatever. Then you had to get from your money from Coinbase to the wallet. Then you had to connect your wallet to the exchange. Then you had to I wasn't doing that on a regular basis because you can, it was just something that I didn't have any muscle memory on. So it took a while. But once I started realizing what to do, it was boom, boom, boom. After that, man. So it was Hoj, around the likes of Safe Moon, the likes of all the other little stuff that starts coming out, Safe Mars, and what was it? What was the other? It was, of course, Shiba, of course, stuff like Saitama, and hundreds of other little crap coins that started coming out. Mostly I started on the BNB side, just aping in the stuff, just aping in, and really not knowing what a rug pull was.
I wish I had made the BNB, got to the BNB side early on, man. But when I got in, it was already known as the chain for scams and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because I got in right before the boom of Doge. I bought some on Robinhood. As soon as it got on Robinhood, I bought some, and man, I was like, "What? The bug got big?" Because I missed the Bitcoin train. Because I had some buddies that back, I think it was like 2012. They were like, "Hey man, you need to, hey, we're going to all put in on this Bitcoin. You need to go ahead and hop in with us." I said, "Man, I'm going on vacation. I'm not. What are you talking about Bitcoin? You can't. What do I get some in my? Is it something like? Is it gold? Like what? Nah." They's like, "Nah, it's digital." Man, I'm not buying that garbage,
get out of here with that. Get out of here with that stuff. Digital.
I wish. Hey man, I tell you what, man. I wish I had taken that vacation money and bought Bitcoin back then, man. Because I wouldn't be working right now. But
and we're telling people, right? We're telling people this now about what's happening now in the market, and they're just like, I still have people today. I don't know if I trust it. I don't feel comfortable in doing that. There's too many steps.
Yeah. Oh, that's too hard. What, you got to do this, and hey, making money ain't easy.
Right.
It ain't easy. Because then it's not even just throwing some money and stuff. You gotta learn what you're doing, or else you pissing your money away.
Exactly. If I gave you how many times I've been rugged, and how much money I've been rugged, and how much it took. How, my percentages are greater in terms of returns, but how much money I had to lose first in order to see that. You know what I'm saying? Not even fully understanding what a rug was, but still aping into stuff. Oh, I just lost 10.
Continuing to go.
I just lost $10,000. Okay, let me go ahead and try this one at 5,000. Let me try this one at $15,000 over here. Let's see what happens. Oh, cool. Okay, I just won another $15,000 on top of that. Pull my money. 24 hours later, let me drop that $30,000. Go wake up the next day. It's gone.
It's gone.
Like it didn't.
The dad's on poor liquidity. It's gone.
Liquidity, like it's gone. And then wake up and be like, all right, what next? Let me try this again. But so it took. I think I always had that in me in terms of sacrificing what you had to try to get something better. And I look at my strategy, and it's not for everybody. I would never tell anybody go ahead and put $50,000 to $100,000 in a project or something
Absolutely
like that.
Not.
Never tell
Absolutely
anybody
not.
to do that. For me, yes, I would drop a dime and split it up into different projects. But if you want to see those kind of gains that you hear about, and you hear about the stories where somebody can drop $17 into a project, and a year later in Sheba, they have a $1.5 million. Whether or not they can pull it, whatever. But those are kind of stories. But some, in a short amount of time, dropping that kind of money. But I had to lose a lot first. But my mindset behind that was I need to struggle. I've struggled, but I need to hustle if I want to see a return for myself and generations down the road. If I want to wake up one day and be like, you know what, this lady down the street need a car. This lady up around the corner need a house. This man is struggling with his kids. He needs something. I want to make that kind of money to where I can just wake up and go help somebody around the world. That's why I do the kind of strategies and stuff that I do, is because of the struggle that I've gone through. And I see my father, my mother go through, my family back in the day, what I had to go through, waking up, eating from food banks, going to the store, stealing chicken from the store or whatever.
Government cheese.
You know what I'm saying? Government cheese, right? In the tin can, big blocks of cheese, the pork, when it says pork on the side, and the black letters on the can just said pork. Just said pork on there. You open it up, you don't know it. It smells like crap. Chitlins, you eat, eat chitlins, liver sandwiches, right? If sometimes if you don't know that struggle, man, you don't know what it is to struggle like that. You don't have that hunger up inside of you. Like, you got to get it a different way. Going to school, I remember, and I'm sorry going off on a tangent, but hearing you and your story, like growing up on the school bus, kids, I was so hungry. I remember kids peeing on a sandwich. Right. And I was so hungry. I knew they did it, but I was hungry enough to eat that bologna and mayonnaise and piss sandwich because I didn't have nothing to eat. Right. Going to school in pissy pants because we didn't have a washer and dryer. We had a heat stove. You had to put logs in to heat it up. We had to boil the water on the stove. You know what I'm saying? Watching bugs and flies fly all over the ceiling in a little house that didn't have no washer and dryer. Like, some of these kids don't even, adults growing up don't even know about all that, man. So, to struggle like that. And that's why part of the reason why I have the drive that I have today. And I want to help so many people, because I know the struggle that people have to go through, you know what I'm saying, in order to survive day to day, especially where this economy is. So from where we've grew up in a similar, backgrounds and stuff like that, and servitude and military, and what we had to go through business wise, we recognize that, and we see that, and we want to make change for the future. And we found a way, and cryptocurrency is one of the ways to do it. That's why I don't understand why people are sitting on the sidelines.
Absolutely,
I don't understand it.
Absolutely.
And we run this like a business.
That's because they're listening to the people that don't want them in it. You know what I'm saying? They're listening to they're in the news and stuff like that, because all the news is saying is how much it's a scam, how much is that, it's for money laundering, it's for drug trafficking, it's for this and that, it's for human trafficking. You know what I'm saying? No, at the end of Does that happen? Probably. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I'm not in those different type of worlds. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
don't know what goes on. But from my point of view, man, crypto has been very, very life changing for me. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I started off like pre it was when Doge first got listed, I put $100 in and it went up and I sold. And matter of fact, I sold. That was my first sale of crypto.
Did you get the
Was
top?
at the Elon, at the Elon episode on SNL. I was watching it.
Dang.
Look, I had my phone in my hand and I'm like, this is going to send us to the moon. This is going to go crazy. This is going to go crazy. And I forget exactly what he said, but I was like, what the heck? And I seen some sales start. I sell. I had it right up. I said sell. I think I sold it like 63 cents.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah,
I
I
couldn't
was
even, I
watching
didn't
it,
even
man.
catch
And
that.
then next thing you know, everybody was like, oh, this is dead. Crypto's dead. Elon done
Right.
said this.
Right.
It's
Right.
dead. I was like, whoa. What?
Bro, you remember the chart? You remember how the chart was just like this? Like that thing just kept going. People were like, how long is this gonna last? What was it? Hit 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents, 10 cents staggered, 13 staggered,
Yeah.
16 to 20. Oh crap.
Yeah.
More by 20, 22, 25, 30, 40, 50.
Yeah,
Oh
got back
crap.
up in the 30s.
Bruh. Oh, just like, oh snap! All of a sudden, people at the office, man, my friend's a millionaire. My friend's a millionaire. And all these stories, everybody running around. You see that Doge? You see the Doge?
Yeah.
And then it 65 halted for a little bit, 70, and then it was like after that,
Yeah.
it started to dive after that. But man, I can't believe you were able to catch that. I saw
Yes.
I think at maybe 16 cents, where I was like, oh, let me get my money.
Yeah.
It was like
It's look, my wife was like, because I was at my sister's house and my wife was telling him, oh yeah, he's it, because I kept telling him, put on the SNL show, Elon's gonna be on Elon, and I had to keep explaining to him, but at the same time I had my phone out, and he was like, oh, what are you crypto in? What are you crypto in? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, But when I hit that cell and I showed him what I said, you see this number?
dang,
I can cash that out right now.
dang.
He was like, what?
You know what?
And then the funny story. So when it got there, I think it had hit. I think I bought back in at like 26. It was like 25 or 26, and it got up to I think around like 37. Man, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna pick something else. So I went ahead and sold at 37, and then that's when I bought into Shiba, and then I bought into Saitama. And man, that went.
When did you get Shiba? When did you get
parabolic.
Shiba? Did you get it 2001?
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
21.
21. Yeah, 21. I bought it in like April, May, or no, March, April of 21.
Okay.
And I rode that. I rode that thing all the way to what was it, September, October, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And then I bought Saitama. I think around May. Was it May?
21.
May of 21.
Yep.
But my downfall is like say I drank a lot of the Kool-Aid with Saitama,
Sure.
and I basically had to watch all my profits go to damn near zero because of State Mask.
Yeah, I think we all did. We were kind of, stuck on the fact that first off, the market was booming.
Yes.
And everything was up and up and up, going up and up and up.
Dude, you could take a handful of darts and toss it and make money.
Everybody was an expert.
Money.
Everybody was making money, right? Everybody, like kind of how we are today, right? Right now, everybody's an expert at. Oh, did you see Dog with the Hat? Did you see? Oh man, I called that 30 days ago. Man, I knew it. Right? We're all experts in the bull market and the bear. You barely see any of us out here on the in the internet talking all of this. Hey man, you better get in. I told you 6 months ago, but we ain't said nothing, for 6 months. So anyway, but no, man, this is good times. We're in great times right now, and I hope whoever is watching through these platforms that you pay attention. Of course, none of this is financial advice, as you've have a disclaimer on your site. I put it on mine as well. None of this and nothing is typical here. Well, our financial what do you want to call that? Gains, adventures, or whatever you want to call it, the way that we trade. There is no guarantee that what if you say Rob or Dre put in this time period, I'm going to do the same thing. You may not get the same outcome. You may get a different income. So please, of course, do your research, and
learn
education. Get your education, of course. So, but yeah, man, that's kind of a little bit of my journey. But I think what I've learned thus far is that the biggest thing is no risk, really no reward.
Absolutely.
In terms of, in coming down to earth and being real and being transparent about the whole thing. If I think with the first time I came into when I really came into, Dogecoin and all that, it was, dropping that $10,000. And by the way, my grandfather told me he says, if he gave me a what do you call it, ultimatum or whatever, he gave me a challenge, a goal. He says, if you can make $100,000 by the end of the year, I will match your 100,000 by $10,000, which to this day he still has not honored. He still has not. So
come on,
Grandpa, I'm gonna need that. I called him the other day, asked him, say, Grandpa, can I get 10,000? I could take your 10,000 and maybe turn it into 10,001, but at least you would make a profit. Anyway, so
Absolutely.
he gave me that challenge, but from that start in December of August of 2020, when I first bought Shiba, and that start from that point on, I made it a goal to hit that first 100,000. Warren Buffett and what's the other guy's name? I think he's passed. Charlie Munger set a $100,000 goal. He said it's a bitch to get to. Excuse my language. That first $100,000 is a bitch to get to. That's a quote. And so I'm like, you know what? My grandfather challenged me to the 100,000. I'm reading Charlie Munger and Berkshire Hathaway, Bernie. I almost said Bernie Madoff. What's his name? I forgot his name just that quick. Come on, man. What's his name? Anyway. I don't forget. I said Bernie Madoff, not Bernie Madoff, but Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway.
Berkshire,
yeah. So, following that, I said, I'm going to get to this first $100,000. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but coming down to earth and realizing that I had to risk something in order to make something. And that's exactly what I've been doing since then, and still risking in order to make, you know what I'm saying? And so that's if I can give any type of put any kind of information out there for those who are listening, if you want to see some type of reward, not to say you're not going to see any losses along the way, because I've taken plenty of losses. I think you have as well. You definitely have to risk something, and that looks different for everyone at different levels. It looks different. Some may be $20, some may be $100, some may be $10,000. Some people can risk 2.5 million, like Grant Cardone, take it from a real estate sale and throw it into Bitcoin, like he was talking about earlier. But
Bezos. Look,
right, Bezos.
He sold Amazon stock
billions
right before the big push. Sold Amazon stock, bought Bitcoin, and he's I think he got it. He did that when Bitcoin was still I think it was in the 40s. I mean, just imagine taking, whatever. What was it? Oh man, I forget the exact number, but a whole bunch of millions buying Bitcoin in the 40s and looking at it right now.
Bro, I don't really like to look back and say I wish, but I wish we would have. I grabbed a little bit, but I didn't grab a lot. When Bitcoin hit that $16,000 in early 2023, 15, you remember that at the end of 2022, December, I didn't grab a lot. I grabbed a little bit, but bro, it was one of those times where I was like, oh, let me play conservative because I don't know. Not thinking like, you know what? This is a low. This has been the low of the lowest for a long time, for a few years. and you're going to skip out on going all in, but you'll go all in on something over here that's so speculative and Bitcoin is inflationary, and you're not going to do that? No, I'm going to sit on the sidelines, just grab a few Satoshis, and I think I'll be okay. Put it to the side and didn't even pay attention to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's 20,000. Okay, whatever. 30. Okay, 25, 40. Okay, whatever. 50. Ooh, 55. 60, 65.
Yeah.
Oh, should I? Oh, 65. Oh, let me buy some now. What is that? Why do we do that? I don't understand. Is it what is it? Like 65, $72,000 Bitcoin? Okay, I'm gonna find $100,000 right now to drop into it. What is that? We wouldn't do it at 15,000, 20, 30, 40,000, but we're willing to sit there and drop all the Bitcoin maxes out there, get into Bitcoin now. I didn't hear y'all last year, year before last. Not even myself preaching. Now we're saying, you better get into Bitcoin at $72,000. It's gonna go to $1 million.
When it was 17, people was like, man, hey, Bitcoin died. I said, no, this is a great buying opportunity. In my opinion, this is a great buying opportunity because I started actually to reaccumulate right about 20. So I was buying.
Where were you, man? I come out of here. You in my ear saying, Rob, you better.
I was standing on all my streams, baby. Hey, on the way down, man. I'll start buying it at 20 and everything, and then it started coming up. Then right about when it got back up to 23, I said, you know what? A whole bunch of my friends are starting to do leverage trading, man. Let me start getting into this, man. I said, let me take some of these profits and get into this, man. Yeah. Hey, so I hit my real big payday. I did a 100x leverage at 26, and I rolled that thing up to 35.
Joe, let's go, bro.
And I'm still, but that's another thing that I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? It's because I had some losses on, I got, especially when it went up to I wrote it down from 49 to 30. I think it was 39 is when I actually cashed out, and then it went down to 30. I was like, oh man, I should have waited, but I went on ahead and hit put me back along back in around that point somewhere. But like I say, at the end of the story, that's another thing I'm trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're in this thing, you're learning how to trade. Going to Pancake Swap and buying shitcoins is not trading.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's risking.
You're just risking it for the biscuit. You know what I'm saying? That's not, you're not a trader, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? You're a risky investor. You know what I'm saying? But when you start actually learning how to trade, like looking at charts, like at home on my wall, I printed out a whole bunch of different, like what people use as far as like, they'd be like, oh, well, this is an ascending, this and that. And that's
flag, wedge, whatever.
Yeah. I have a whole, it's like 6 sheets of different diagrams that I'm not exactly playing those. I'm using them as a reference because, like I say, the way I look at charts, it may be confusing to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But the way I'm looking at it, trying to estimate, and I'll look at those as a reference, but I still come up with my own strategies. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, even their strategies might be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they may be right.
At the end of the day, we just all educated guessers because we don't know what the market's going to do. Exactly. We can make educated guesses, and that's what comes with the knowledge and education part.
Sure.
But you can become a heightened, I don't know if you say a heightened,
more savvy, more heightened. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, by recognizing those patterns.
Absolutely, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, that's good, man. No, congratulations on your wins, man. First and foremost, congratulations on, taking those kind of risks and educating yourself on, what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? Not just what you're looking for, but what you're looking at to determine how to get to that point. As much, and I agree with that. Education is key. As much as I like to just go all in or dive in on certain aspects of the degen world or what have you, at the end of the day, when I do dial back, I'm like, you know what, I depend on the education, the things that I've gone through, on setting stop loss or, not risking as much or even on leverage trading, on, determining, where to entry enter and where to exit. You know what I'm saying? Either minimizing or maximizing my risk. Determine that. You really have to determine that outside of what you hear from people. Oh, just throw it all in over here, and you can possibly make it. You could possibly lose it too. But when you learn how to set those stop losses, when you educate yourself on the charts and which direction something may be headed, and it is harder in crypto, I believe, in terms of trying to figure out where something is going to go, because of the fact that it can be pulled at any time, and that kind of money going in, it's not really reality. It's not consistent. It's not your Tesla. It's not your Sony. It's not your Apple. You know what I'm saying? Where things are based off of, quarterly reviews, and there's financial statements and all that kind of stuff. We're just talking fly by night, absolutely. Once every few months, it's going to have a nice run, and then it's going to bottom out, and then most of your assets are going to be gone. You can lose your money. You do really have to educate yourself at the end of the day. So that way, when there is a bear season, you can leverage trade. You can go on to Robinhood, since that's one of the easiest platforms, and learn how to do options trading. That's another one that I love doing. You know what I'm saying, which is kind of almost similar. You're betting on the rise, or you're betting on the fall of the stock, or whatever it is. And so now that you have that in both worlds with leverage trading, which I don't 100% recommend for people who don't know what they're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you can easily
don't go to sleep on a 200x leverage.
Don't do that. Don't even go 200x.
I did.
Did you go to sleep on a 200x leverage trade, bro?
Yes.
And you got
bottom. I got liquidated. I got liquidated.
What was it? Where? Which one?
I think it was on Sol. I did a 200x on Sol, and it just, I went to bed not because I thought 140. No, man, this was like 4 months ago. It's somewhere like 4 months ago. But like I said, I didn't even set a stop loss or anything, man. I don't know what I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like I was sitting there, because I got my screens up, and I was just like, I threw the trade in, and I started looking at something else and everything, and then I forgot about it and got up and went to bed. I got up the next morning, and I had some bands gone.
Oh man. Oh man. But Vince, man, you already know, right? Like, you know your style. So I think in your mind you were like, I'll be all right? I'll wake up. But it could have absolutely gone the other direction.
It could have, and that would have been a nice
that was a hell of a trade, bro. Nice. I would have screenshot that and been like, you know what? I fell asleep on this. And look, I don't recommend you doing this, but guess what? It worked out. Hooray, hooray. But no, man, I mean, congratulations on that. But I guess, what I'm saying, you had to, and that probably made you feel a little different on the inside after, getting that loss just a little bit, right?
Yes. I definitely, I pay attention, and I learned how to do the stop loss and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't even messing with that. Like I was just like, hey, this is fun. You can make a few dollars here and there. You know what I'm saying? I thought, and then like when that big loss came, I was like, you know what? Let me learn what I'm doing. I was just having fun. I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be doing this, I need to sit down and learn about what I'm doing. That's when I hit up Bleaves, my homie Bleaves, man, and I've got a lot of advice. Well, I wouldn't say advice, but he's gone through what he does. You know what I'm saying? He's really sat down with me and actually explained things and stuff like that. And I take that knowledge and I apply it to my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I've leaned on him a lot for different information. But yeah, he taught me how to do all that stuff, how to put in my stop loss and profit loss.
And particularly, especially take profit as well. You know what I'm saying?
Take profits, yes.
Down the road. Yes. I have a story where I don't know if you know of the Humble app. Have you heard of Humble?
No. Mm-mm.
So Humble, it's an app it's a crypto app, but I think you could use it to track metrics and data and all kinds of stuff. And anyway, I haven't really followed them in too long. But Humble used to be a flooring company called TSMP on the stock market. So back in
Oh.
2021, June of 2021, I bought TSMP. Look them up. You'll see it was a flooring company. I bought a million shares worth, which they were in a triple zero, so maybe cost me $1,000, $100, something like that. Anyway, I bought a million shares worth because I was doing OTC stocks. I'm still doing it at the time, but I mean here and there. But I was primarily early around that time. I was doing no, I'm sorry, 2020. I bought it in 2020. I was getting out of OTC stocks and then started getting into crypto. So I had a million of Humble. I had HCMC. Remember HCMC?
Mm-hmm.
HCMC. I had anyway, some other penny stock. So I had $1 million worth of that. The next year, November, right around the same time, Saitama and all the whole market was taking off. I caught COVID in November of 2021. Well, as I was quarantined in COVID, I got an alert from E-Trade that TSMP had shot up. And so I was like, oh, cool, shot up. So I made, $500. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me take my money, right? I was like, let me take my money. I made some money. So I've been sitting on this thing for almost a year and it's finally doing something. Well, ain't nothing else happening with it. Took my money. I was like, all right, cool. That's it. I'm gonna move on to something else. Closed out. Now, what I didn't do was check the news, right? So So the news came out and said that TSMP was migrating over to or changing their name to Humble, and now they're acquiring the rights for a new technology for crypto. And I didn't read all of that. This is after the fact. So either December 20th or 30th or after Christmas time, I went back in, I checked it, I seen the news. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I noticed the ticker symbol had changed. But I also noticed that it went up to $1.20 and they hadn't done any restructuring. They just changed the name and they didn't do any, what do you call that when you reduce the stock or whatever? They hadn't done any of that yet. Yeah, they hadn't done any splits or anything like that yet. That sucker went up to $1.20. And when I told you I crapped my pants, that I didn't think high enough to potentially catch a run like that, at least at $1 instead of take profit at $1, because I was already below a cent. So it wouldn't have mattered if it went to zero for me. But why didn't I set a take profit zone for that? I about crap myself because I'm like,
wow.
I showed my grandpa. I was like, Grandpa, I was a millionaire for a second. That was the first time I was a millionaire for a second. Right here, look, the S&P went to $1.20. I said, Grandpa, I had 5 million of them or whatever, right? He was like, and you didn't set a TP? He said, I taught you better than that. I said, well, I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. It's a penny stock.
Yeah.
So listen, folks. If you're in whatever stocks or leverage trading, set your stop losses and set your take profit zones. Yeah. Set your take profit zones and set a couple of them if you want to, because anything could take off. These things could take off at any time, and it can also go to reverse. Whatever you're willing to lose, possibly set it there. But if whatever you want, you're willing to gain, potentially based off of what that performance of that stock can do. Whatever it could take off to $1 or take off 50 cents, whatever it is, set a take profit zone. So that way, if you're aware, you're minding your business, you're doing your own thing, you forgot about it, you may come back in the money.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't let greed take over, man, because you would rather there's always that, oh, okay, well, I cashed out, but I could have been this much further ahead. Take your profits, take your wins, and be comfortable with what you take, because you, like I said, you could always lose that. So make sure you come in when you do some investing, you come in and you come up with a strategy. You have your entry point, you have your exit point. Make sure you kind of stick with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, greed kind of really takes over, especially with investing, especially when you see some green candles and everything. You're like, oh, we're gonna ride this to the moon, and you blink and it's gone. The dad's done ran off with the money, and then you mad hollering about how crypto's a scam.
You know how many people, and you've probably heard this too, this last, this bear season, how many people before we went into the bear season, You know how many people I heard say, I wish I would have taken profit in 2021? And I was one of them as well, or taking, you know, what I had seen, the majority of it, 60% of it. So that way during the bear run, you can accumulate or whatever. You can put money aside or whatever. That's the thing, man. We at some point we have some type of euphoria. There's a chart out there for it that shows you as it's going up. You're like, okay, I'll wait for a little bit longer. It gets to your point. Oh, I'll wait for a little bit longer. Then it starts to go down. Okay, it might come back. Then it goes all the way down. Oh, well, I'll wait. And we ride that sucker to zero. I don't understand the psychology.
You're left holding the bag.
You're left freaking holding the bag. And people will do that time and time again. One of the things that I was caught up in at one point early on in investing in crypto was community. I was so caught up, and I love community. It's great, but I was so caught up in not taking my profit in some aspects because I don't want to hurt the community. I don't want to see the chart go down. Well, You know what? If you do not learn how to take profit, somebody else is going to take your place and take your profit and capitalize on that over and over again. They may not have a heart like you do. They don't care about community, whatever the case. That doesn't even matter. They're there for a goal, which is to make money.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Make money and that's it. Move on and go from there and keep moving on to the next. The problem is when we get our emotions involved in trading, period, that's the problem. And I mean, it's good to have conviction, but when you primarily get all your emotions involved, it can either, in my opinion, my point of view, my perspective, it can either stop you from being able to be successful in trading, or it can, you can get greedy, you know what I'm saying, emotionally trading, or you never take any type of profit at all because you're so emotionally involved, you don't know what to do. So I experienced that.
You got other people scaring you out of even making some money.
Some money.
Oh, you got these wallet watchers. Oh, look, they sold. Oh, okay, well, they sold before you did. So what? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna tell somebody else what to do with their money? How you gonna? You don't know nobody else's. You don't know anybody else's situations and stuff like that. And even regardless of the situation, guess what? It's their money.
Yeah,
they made that investment the same as you did. Hey, they took their profits. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that I seen a post. Sir Crypto made a post the other day and was like, "Yo, I see all these people just saying the same stuff.
The same thing. I seen that.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I used to tell people, hey, if you hold, hodl, and we'll make it, this and that, man. And I don't say that stuff anymore. I haven't said it in a while, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like that whole hodl mentality, man, is what caught a lot of people and got a lot of people rugged or whatever the case may be. And devs were able to steal their money because, all the community's just, we're all hodling. And next thing you know, I got a headache. I can't continue this any longer.
Right.
And they took the money. And they gone with the money. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen too many people be taken advantage of with that community speak, that we're in it together talk. You know what I'm saying? It's like at the end of the day, everybody's in this to make money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to, that thing. I don't want to hurt the chart. Somebody else will take profit when you feel it's time for you to take.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. You select, you get your entry point, you have your exit point. When you reach your exit point, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you want to throw a little bit or save a little bit, but at the end of the day, make your money. That way you can reinvest that somewhere else, or go buy you a new wig, or whatever the case, what you want to do. But at the end of the day, take your profits, period.
They gonna come after you for that one.
I was gonna say,
not a wig, wig and some new nails, bro. They gonna drag you for that one, bro.
Dudes are buying wigs and beard wigs,
and getting BBLs, and you should look, and getting BBLs too, bro. Something crossed my timeline. It was like, yeah, I just got my BBL. I'm like,
yeah.
Anyway, no, but you're
Bitcoin bought my booty.
Yeah. I'm like, what? You gotta, but no, you're absolutely right. Listen, and these developers, You know what I'm saying? Don't act like they have a heart. They don't have, these developers don't have a heart, right? They're going to put that picture on that they got a heart. Listen, they making money off them taxes. They making money off your money. Look, if I'm loaning you $10, $50, $100, $200, $500, whatever, I'm loaning you to help your project elevate. When my money gets in profit and I'm ready to take it, I don't want to hear you inboxing me saying, hey, and this has happened to me. A couple projects, they knew my wallet, right? Oh, they inboxed me saying, hey, I know you're a big holder in our project, and I noticed, are you mad at us about something? No. Why? Well, we noticed that you're taking profit. You're selling, and it's gonna hurt the chart. Dude, I don't want to. I can blank out the name and the project, but yeah. Oh, so can you are you mad at us about something? Because we were noticed that you're taking profit on the project, and it's making a dent in the chart. I'm like, I loaned you guys basically X and X amount of money to the project to pretty much as an investment, but that's my money. Right, you use that such and such amount of money to help further the advancement of your project, along with other investors as well. All of our money, not just me, but all of our money together to help with the advancement and build utility and all this. And so we're ready. We're ready to take right. I'm ready to take profit. Why am I getting an inbox from these? And like I said, from these individuals? No. When you're ready to take your profit, you should not be ashamed. You should not feel guilty. You should not feel any kind of way outside of, you know what, here's my money. I'm taking it. I see it. I'm taking it and I'm moving on. No one should be inboxing you saying, why'd you sell off? Not even community members. Why'd you sell off on the chart? Why'd you sell off? Why'd you take that money out on the chart, man? We're building something together. Actually, no. These developers, they don't care about you personally, in my opinion. 90% of them don't care about you personally. Most of these cryptos or whatever you want to call them won't be around in 6 months or so. Once this market is gone, all the influx of Bitcoin money is coming in and going into these alts and come back out and go back into Bitcoin or Ethereum. They don't care. They don't care about you. They're gone. They've moved on to the next, and they'll create another project in 3 or 4 months, and when the bull season is back again. But
the same and spitting the same BS all over again.
Same stuff all over again. And guess what?
Watch some of these devs. And it'd be the same people and they're telling you the exact same thing. Oh man, this is going to be, we're going to moon, this community is going to build this. We have this awesome utility that we don't know how to build, but yes, we're going to figure out how to make it happen with your money, really read between the lines, because that's not actually what they're saying. But if you read between the lines, that's exactly what they're saying. And then at the end of the day, if they don't make it happen, oh well, I'm sorry, this failed.
Right. That's the part.
Because some of these devs, they're not even developers. You get a bunch of random people that can copy and paste the code, and then boom, or copy and paste the contract, and boom, they launch a token, and then next thing you know, you're in Rug City again. You're in sick dev again. You're in this dev lost a family member, and it's the same exact people doing the same shit over and over.
99% of them. 99% of these contracts are remakes of a previous contract or a fork or a pork or whatever the case, whatever. It's a fork of all these other contracts that's out there. I think anyway, but and I think it all started from what do you call that? What project was that? And all of a sudden people start forking from there. I think SafeMoon. I think it kind of started right around the SafeMoon, and people started copying the contract and forking off from there. But the big hype, the big hype of it, because it was already started. Bitcoin Cash came from Bitcoin, kind of what I'm saying, and then what came from Ethereum was not Litecoin, but there's a bunch of them in terms of the ones that have kind of made it right now. That's in the blue chip arena right now. So. Yeah, but man, so much, bro. There's so much, and we could talk for hours on the ins and the outs. But I like at this point in the game, I think it is responsible for us as individuals who's in the crypto sphere, who's in the game, to make sure that we are telling our followers about the ins and the outs, not just the positive, but also the negative aspects of investing, and especially in crypto. I didn't realize how good the game can be and how dirty this crypto game can be as well. And people who are on the outside now, let's say, as an example, someone who buys off of a centralized exchange, don't know anything about the DGen world, don't know anything about how a contract is made, or a fork, or or a rug. All they know is, oh, it popped up on a centralized exchange. Oh, it must be doing well. Let me buy whatever, right? They don't know anything about that. I consider us in the trenches, bro. Like, we've learned so much over the last 4, 5, 6 years. Like, we are actually in the trenches, learning behind the scene how things operate. So when we take this from the decentralized world and bring it back into centralized, I see, I see so many people's faces. They're like, what? All of that happens? All of that goes on behind closed doors? Matter of fact, same thing happens in the stock world, OTC market. You just don't hear about it.
Yes, it does.
You just don't hear about these fly-by-night companies that pop up and got companies overseas, and they're wiring money and all this. You just don't hear about it as much until the SEC or whoever catches up with them, and then not Elongate, but Enron, all of a sudden, whatever, pops up in the greatest downfall in history. But you got 100 or 1,000 or 100,000 other companies out there that start up, OTC market, boom, they raise some money, and then all of a sudden they got a shell company and they disappear. That stuff happens all the freaking time. All the time, bro. So look.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, hey, a lot of people don't want to hear this, but I'm gonna tell you what, banks are some of the biggest scam artists in the world.
Yes, they are, man.
And they are continuing to just scam people out of their money. And it's funny, because you get that, they don't do a whole lot of reporting on all the banks that get foreclosed on, or all the banks that get, they have to get bought out because they done over leveraged themselves. You know what I'm saying? Hey, banks are some of the biggest, like, degens that
because people don't realize what they're doing.
They're taking
with
your
money
and loaning it out.
Taking your money and loaning it the freak out.
Them numbers you see on that ATM, it ain't even there. They spitting debt out of them ATMs.
True story right here, real quick. True story right here, real quick, bro. Went into Wells Fargo the other day. I wanted to take some cash out the account, had some stuff I had to take care of. I go in to try to take out $7,000 from the account. Plain as day, gave them my information. Boom, they pull up. Hey, Mr. Robinson, how you doing? Yeah, I want to take out $7,000. Oh, okay. They're looking. Oh, we see you have this amount. Yeah, I want to take $7,000. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, sorry. Let me make a phone call. I'm like, I mean, this transaction should be as fast as I'm coming in to get $100. Yes. It should be the same speed as I'm coming in, so, but she's like, let me make a phone call. Yes. And she got all quiet. Yes, we just wanted to confirm that Mr. Robinson has 7,000 and we can take out his account. I'm like, she was on the phone for 10 minutes, bro, waiting. She get back and she gets back. All of a sudden I hear people come back and say, I hear them. It was loud enough for them to say yes. And she says, okay, thank you. Hangs up. She says, oh, I'm sorry about that, Mr. Robinson. I'm in my mind. I'm like, what did you just have to do? Why did you have to call to get permission for me to take $7,000 in my account, knowing I got way
they had to hurry up,
do that? They had to sell some stuff to get my money out. I couldn't just walk in that bank and get my money. Y'all had to sell some stock or something, or take it from somebody else's account and give it to me, because those numbers are
exactly.
Those numbers can be, like you said, manipulated on. They say one thing on the screen, but no, they had to. Oh, let's move real quick. Let's get him $7,000. They give me $7,000. I'm like, bro, exactly.
That's like try to go get $100K. They have to order the money and they'll get it to you in the next week or two.
Where is it come? Where are you ordering it from?
They printed they right off straight off the printer. Well, I mean, you gotta order. You have to order sellers. These are already debt notes. You know what I'm saying? You have to order some more.
Wait, hold up. What's in the vault? It's not like you see on TV where you open up the vault and you got millions of dollars in them vaults. There ain't nothing in them vaults. You might have some safety deposit boxes, but they're not carrying that kind of paper in those banks anymore like that. If that's the case, you wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. And you got to do multiple.
Remember, see, and they'd be like, "See, what happened was my checking and my savings was in." You know.
Remember in the middle. Remember when you're in the military, where in the financial office, they had to sign off on the what's that card? The credit card that you go and use.
The little
travel.
Yeah.
Travel card, right? So in the admin office, you had to for expenses, you had to sign off. Off of those expenses. So it went through like 7 different people to sign off. Okay, he spent that there. Okay, move on to the next person. Another signature. Okay, another signature.
Yeah.
Another signature. And seven to 8 signatures before they can authorize you getting paid back. I'm like, what in the world? I understand the checks and balances. I'm thinking it's the same thing in these banks, man. This thing has to go all the way up to the top. Some old guy sitting up there saying, all right, go ahead and release his money. All right. If that little nicklet come back one more time, we're gonna have a problem with him. But we'll give that guy that nicklet his money real quick and go from there. Excuse me, y'all. I get a little beside myself sometimes, but bro, I felt a little disrespected. Like I'm sitting here holding my money. I'm helping building y'all stock, building your company, and here we are. I'm trying to get my money out, and you got to call and make some phone calls, and you making me wait 20 minutes for me to pull my money out. Don't make me pull all my money out because you won't ever see me again. But just like in crypto, man, the same thing. So I'm happy where we are right now in the market sentiment. What I see, it's really good. But don't have that type of euphoria where you think this is going to last forever. It's not.
No.
It's not.
Like I say, it's always ups. There's just going to be ups and downs and all arounds. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. It all depends on and a lot of that. With the money influx and stuff, it all depends on what war is going on at that time. And you have to look at world news. Stop paying attention to your local. Stop paying attention to your local stuff because they spitting the same stuff. The other county over is saying, and the other county over, and the other county, they got a script and they reading off of it. Pay attention to the world news. You will see how much you don't know. Well, hey man, look. So I always have 2 questions I ask all my guests. Okay, because this is called Behind the Bullshit. Through your different advances in your career and your financial side, business side, you always go through a couple different sides of bullshit. You always have some positive bullshit that was like, you know what, this was some bullshit, but it kind of this helped me progress. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the negative side, which is, man, this was some straight bullshit and it better not happen again. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you got positive bullshit and you got negative bullshit. So what would be, and there might be many, but you don't have to pull them all out. Just one, like, what would be your positive bullshit moment that really helped you spring forward as a professional?
Overall as a professional in life, or are you talking just in my life in general?
As a businessman, or as let's just take business for example. What happened in your business that was kind of it was some bullshit, but it actually helped further you as a businessman?
Man, why do you put me on the spot like that, man? I'm gonna take
it's a lot.
Bro,
it's a lot harder than a lot of people expect, and I when I pull that out, they're like, oh wow, okay, yeah, yeah, it is a tough question because you go through so many things, and especially in life, that that helps you out or hinders you in some way, shape or fashion. You know what I mean?
Well, I
And
think something that's kind of close to where we are in terms of, I mean, overall life, but in terms of, I guess financially, um, man, I don't know if I want to put this out there. I mean, it's kind of positive, but at the same time, it hindered me a lot. I think, throwing in, over, $350,000 into a single project, um, was some bullshit. In one transaction, like, just,
yeah,
you know,
it
um,
had, it had and I'm guaranteed it had taxes on that token too.
taxes got sandwiched on it, and it, the positive spin on it was, it really humbled me, and it showed me that I was, because, hold on, I was confident in the project, and I believed in the project, and I believed in the hopium of where the project was going, and I think that kind of led to not necessarily greed, but thinking that this was going to be life changing,
Mhm.
few years down the road, and it would help out the community per se in terms of growth of the project, but it went to zero.
Oh, oh,
So
Joe!
that's that.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say which project it is, but if people who know my wallet, have been following that older wallet that I have, that still springs up every so often. Um, it that went to zero, and that humbled me to the point to where I'm like, how do you make that kind of transaction, and you don't watch your money that clearly, and you don't keep tabs
Yes.
on it? How do you it's like Warren Buffett coming in, with Berkshire Hathaway, and putting in, $2.25 billion in a stock that he considers underdeveloped, and waiting for that stock to develop. And that's one of the things he mentioned, and I like his analogies, because he said, you find those companies that have not yet reached that status as a Tesla or an Apple, and you throw in what you
Yeah.
can throw in, and you watch it grow. We know crypto is different.
Yeah.
People will have on voice changers and come into the chat and say this and say that, and they'll put hoods on, they'll blank out their faces and all that, and we'll still throw in such and such and such and such amount of money, because why?
Yes.
They've the psychology behind it, we allow them to infiltrate our mindset and believe that this is where this is going. And so thus, and I blame myself, because of the hopium I believed in, thinking that this particular project was going to go somewhere, and it after several months, it was gone. So, and
Wow.
that's kind of happened a couple times at smaller amounts as well, but
Yeah.
these are just one of the things I said. That was a bull, excuse my language, for those, my grandpa
Yeah.
might be watching, so forgive me, grandpa, but it was
Sorry, Paul.
grandpa was kind of a bullshit kind of moment. And you would not be proud of me. I know you're watching this now, but you may be, but you would not be proud of me. But that was a split bullshit moment, where I thought it was going to be
Gotcha.
something positive, and it turned out to be the total opposite. But I didn't let that stop me. I'm still moving, and I
Yeah.
have mitigated those losses. And I guess the second part to that would be, I have made that back, and I've been consistently
Right on.
being a better trader, and
There
watching
you go.
where things are going. I've turned that around, and and so that's why I still, do the things that I do. I just move a little bit differently, and I'm careful, where it majority goes in terms of the
Yeah.
ecosystem. But I definitely make sure that I am monitoring where those funds are going. So I would say that was a bullshit moment.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you
Does
can say that
does
actually
that
hits
count?
both sides. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That actually hits both sides a little bit. You know what I mean? This is bullshit, but the positive that came out of it was
Positive came
now
out of it.
you're a more educated investor.
Right. As much as I thought
Yeah.
I knew,
Yeah.
and it was reckless, but it just goes to show, when you believe in something, how far are you willing to go, to see
Yeah.
that thing happen. And sometimes it doesn't happen, and you're just like, but what do you do? Did you have a standstill moment? What do you do? Do you fall to the wayside and say, you know what, I'm never doing this again? Or do you get
Yeah.
your ass back up and get in the game, and you keep going
Yes.
until whatever that may be? I'm not just talking financially. I'm talking about with
Yeah.
life. You get your butt back up and you get going and you keep moving whatever you got to do, because as soon as we give up, that's the bullshit in life. As soon as we give up, that's it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
right.
turn that bullshit around, and turn it for the better. And you keep bulling ahead.
That's right.
There you
Let's
go.
go,
There you
baby.
go.
Let's go.
I think I got the bullshit. I got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's my family back. Here's my family. My uncle's a pastor. My grandfather's a pastor. Here's my family back on bullshit. Bullshit.
Look at that.
Like, Jay, I'm gonna get phone calls. Jay, stop saying that word. Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love y'all. It's a
Man, I
point of
tell
view.
you what, man. And then just to add on to that, just pay attention, to just everybody out there, and it's not even just related, or crypto specific,
No,
or
it's not.
you know
It's
what I'm
like,
saying, but just in life, man, just pay attention to the people that you are interacting with, and socializing with, and having in your circles and stuff like that, man, because I'm somebody that I really really trusted, and especially in the crypto space, you know what I'm saying. But outside of that, you know what I mean, that come to find out, man, it was just some despicable things going on, and all the while, trying to be looking like the hero on top of stuff, you know what I'm saying, and undercovers, somebody, this person was doing a lot of dirt, and it's recently come out, man, and I'm just it kind of sucks, man, especially when you say when you already have a small circle, right, and somebody that is in that circle has been, taking advantage of you, you know what I'm saying, and taking advantage of people around you. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. So, it's not even crypto specific, man, but in life, pay attention to the ones that are around you, because if they're not bringing anything to the table, you know what I'm saying? And not everybody, I mean, I'm not talking about people has to feed you and stuff like that, but if nobody's being a positive influence on your life, get them out, you know what I'm saying, because that's going to take away your self pride, and it is the belief in yourself to make it further, you know what I'm saying. And I've been fortunate that I got a lot of other people that are like, man, hey, you doing it, keep going, keep
keep on
going, keep
going.
I'm like, man,
Absolutely.
I got the belief in myself, keep
Yeah.
going, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm in a bunch of different stuff right now, and a bunch of different areas and talking to a lot of people that I've never thought that I would be talking to in a professional manner. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, it makes me feel good inside. So, you know what I'm saying? Have that belief in yourself, especially like say when it comes to crypto, have the belief that you are doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever let anyone, you know, steer you outside of your decisions. You know, if stick to your decision, you know what I'm saying? You can take some advice, you can take some opinion, but stick to your decisions in this. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to your money. Don't let people scare you out of investing, and don't let people scare you out of taking your profits and taking your money and taking it wherever you want to take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially these devs, because like JRE already said, these devs out here, they don't care. You know, they don't. I'll tell you, 90 or probably 98% of them,
We'll
they
give them that.
don't care.
We'll give them
They are
98%.
in this, yeah, they are in this just as much as you are to make some money. And at the same time, they're taking advantage of your hope and your dreams and your desperation to make some money. So recognize that, pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the people around you, pay attention to people you interact with, man, because this is it's a cold world out here. And until you feel it, until you pay attention to how cold it is, it's going to encompass you until it's too late. I'm telling you.
Speaking of paying attention, I brought a little surprise with me, bro, to your show.
Let's
You probably
go.
didn't know that, but
I saw afterwards.
well,
I
you
was like,
saw
man,
it?
see, this man is just, man, he is look at this guy is just amazing, bro.
Brought a little
Man,
surprise, little surprise in the toolbox, man. Wanted to first and foremost thank you for inviting me to your show. And
absolutely.
this takes a lot of your time. This is a full-time job in essence.
Yes.
You know, you're giving your heart out, you're giving your knowledge, your wisdom, and I think a lot of people may not, you know, appreciate. You have those that do, but a lot of people may not appreciate to the fullest. They don't see everything that goes on behind the scenes. So what I want to do is to bless you. Is what I would like to give out tonight. I want to double that. So I'm going to give you half of that for your for your drive and what you're doing, man. So
Absolutely.
bless you with
Appreciate it.
that, and then the other half I would like to give to you as well for a few of your listeners and your watchers to your show, so you can
Let's
pick them.
go.
And then
Okay.
what I'll do is you send me the wallet address, and then you can do how you want to give away on your show. If you want to do it now, you want to do it later, it's up to you.
I'm gonna pull it because I'm gonna pull up that tweet and I'm gonna just run it through a Twitter picker real quick.
Okay.
And as long as everybody, you know, because and I even said it, I said it to a bunch of people. Make sure y'all follow the rules. You got to follow the rules of this tweet. If you don't follow us, because we've done many giveaways. A lot of people don't pay attention. A lot of people don't pay attention to the rules. So I'm gonna let me pull up Twitter picker. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna share the screen. That way nobody thinks that this is doing some scamming stuff or whatever the case may be. I got to pull up this tweet real quick.
Nah, it's 100% real on this side for y'all. We gonna do it right. You do have a lot of scammers out there, so you definitely have to be careful. But we're gonna change the narrative, and we're gonna do it right. We're gonna do it the right way. We got giving hearts around this place. Knowledge, wisdom, little bit of ducky, little bit of soul, and but we're gonna do it right. We're gonna get back to the community.
Let me share this screen real quick. So this is the post right here. It said, join me as a guest for your chance to win. Follow, retweet, join us live. So you got to be following.
I said ETH, but I'm gonna do Soul. Soul is cheaper in fees.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm gonna do it a little bit more. So yeah. So we're gonna do Soul
so
on
I'm
that.
Copying that. I'm copying that. I mean. So this is, let me close that. That's the.
And you got about 1,000 people come in, bro, on your platforms, man, circling through.
That is what's up, man.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I hope people ate what you had to say tonight, man. I hope they ate up on that for real.
Appreciate that. That's what I'm saying, man. These conversations, man, need to be had, man, because there's too many There's too many people still following into the BS, man, and you gotta we need to talk about this, you know what I mean? And everybody has different BS stories too, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And as we share these stories, people that are actually paying attention to the information, man, are becoming a little bit more wiser too.
absolutely. Yeah.
So let me stop that one. I gotta get it back over to the Twitter area. So sharing it to the Twitter. There's the Twitter picker right there. So
Let's
that's the
go.
tweet. So you had to have followed at JRE. Oh,
And
and
worldwide Crypt 21. I like the background too, man. You doing good things, man. You're doing great things.
yeah, hey, a lot of people don't know, man. I make all this stuff myself. So all my intro, my little gifs and gifs, or whatever you want to call them. Like I make everything myself, man. You know
That's
what I mean?
cool.
It's like I'm just trying to, that's one of my things. I'm trying to improve as as a professional myself. Just trying to close that out. All right. So profile must have a picture.
Yep.
Description. Banner ain't important. Location ain't important.
Right.
So you had to have had at least 100 tweets. That's to eliminate some of these bots and people that just
Sure.
made a whole bunch of random accounts right
Random
now.
accounts. Yep.
So account age 1 month. So it's actually older than the tweet, which is there you go.
Okay. There you go.
Eliminates a lot. And the latest tweet was in the past month.
Okay.
There's the whole tweet. So we're going to continue.
Let's do it. Let's see.
What is that? How's it different from? I don't want to
Scroll down.
keep going. Yeah, I'm trying. Oh,
Oh,
there it is.
look.
There it is. I was already
Okay.
down.
I was like, what?
So the people that follow, there's only 94 people that actually
Wow.
did the work. 94 people that did the work. So we got the entries loaded. So we got all those. So we are going to hit continue. Scroll back up. And we are going to begin the draw.
Let's go.
Bam. Adrenaline Junkie.
Let's go.
Adrenaline Junkie, you are the winner. There it is right there. There it is right there. Follow the rule. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. When you follow the rules, things happen for you.
Yeah.
And boom. So I'll be reaching out to Adrenaline Junkie and we will get this person. I don't want to say man because you assume nowadays.
You don't know, right?
You get hung, So this person, I will be contacting this person, and I don't care how many times or how many it takes to get in contact with this person. This person will be getting contacted some way, shape, or form, and will be getting their winnings. Maybe they're in the chat. Are you in the chat?
They may be.
Hey, Adrenaline Junkie, if you are in the chat or if you're watching or whatever, go ahead and say something. If not, like I say, I will be. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and boom.
I'm watching on my end. I don't see anyone popping up. So
yeah. So I clicked on there. Let's see. We'll present this other screen. That way, everybody see that I'm contacting Adrenaline. There we go. Bam. Share. So I am messaging Adrenaline Junkie right now.
congratulations. Stack said 5 winners. Yes, 5. Did we say 5? I think I said 5 winners.
Or is that 5?
I think it's 5. Let me see. Split 5 ways.
Okay. All right. So let me go back. So we're going to do a redraw. We want to do a redraw. So let me make sure to. Well, I sent them a message, so I got him in my DM. So
cool.
Let me redraw.
On the number 2.
Number 2, we got Danny C.
Okay, congratulations.
So let me show that back. I'll go ahead and I'll pick them all, and then we'll do that. So let me pull it back up. Twitter picker, share. So boom. So we got Danny C. We're gonna hit redraw. We got T. Out the way, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. Redraw. Crypto Life.
Let's go.
And last one, B Pal block. B Pal. So lucky _ 777 _ cat.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations. Oh, so apparently somebody knows drilling. Drilling is a legend. There we go. There we go. That's awesome stuff.
All right, bro. Well, when you get a chance, send me your, matter of fact, we'll do it right now. Send me your soul address via messenger.
Yeah, I will.
And I'm gonna get that to you, man. And when you do whatever you're ready,
I'll be doing some giveaways with that.
Do some giveaways, brother. Absolutely. Congratulations to all of the winners, and it's an absolute pleasure being able to do this on Worldwide's Crypto Behind the Bullshit Show.
Yeah. Man, hey, look, man, I really appreciate your time, man, and I appreciate everything you do amongst the community, and just not even just your community, amongst other communities, man. You do a lot of the good work, you know what I mean, and it just shows how much, you know, of a great soul you are. You know, you're doing a lot of good work. You know what I'm saying, and helping out a lot of people. You know what I mean, because hey, that even just that amount would be a big change for somebody out there. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's a great thing that you're doing with your generosity, man. You're a very, very special individual, man. And, you know, it's great to see that, you know, especially with the humble beginnings that you came from and the success that you are now, you know, that you ain't forgot where you came from and are willing to help out other individuals, man.
Yeah, man, I solely believe in that, brother. You definitely have to. Well, you don't have to if you want to, but I solely believe that in terms of conviction, that it's important. It's important to do that, and that's what I believe. You know what love is about: loving thy neighbor. You know, loving your next door neighbor, loving your family, loving your friends. In general, that's what that love is about. That's what we've all been given on the inside of us. I do believe it's a matter of just tapping into it, and doing it. And so that's why we're here, man. We can accomplish all the great things in the world. We can put titles over our names. We can, you know, do this and do that. But at the end of the day, what kind of love, what kind of kindness, what's your convictions inside of you? What are you showing the person who's next to you? You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Absolutely. When we leave this earth, that's it. That's it for us. So, you know, you do what you can to enhance the person that next to you, especially if you get to the point to where you can do it. You do with what you can with what you have. If you have more, then you do more. If you don't, you do with what you have. Doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. If feeding your next door neighbor, shoveling somebody's driveway, helping somebody across the street, making a meal, whatever it is you can do, always try to enhance somebody's life and try to do it daily. So, and here we go.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Some great words spoken, man. Like I say, you know, once again, I appreciate your time. I appreciate everybody that came out to check out Behind the Bullshit with Mr. JRE himself, man. Very, very appreciative of everyone's support. Like I say, this is a different day than I usually do this, you know, so usually it's Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. EST. And then, of course, I'll have my Rio Wednesdays on every Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST. Make sure you check that out. The next guest I have up for Behind the Bullshit is Chaka.
Oh, okay. Chaka Crypto?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that will be on another different day than I usually do it because I try to work around everybody's schedules. So this Friday at 8 p.m. EST, I will be hosting Behind the Bullshit, and Chaka will be my next guest.
Hey,
I'll be making that announcement soon, and I'll be putting that out pretty soon and everything. But yeah, like I said, once again, I appreciate everybody, JRE. I really appreciate you, man. You've been a great great influence, man, on a lot of different people, and even myself, man. Just showing how far you can go when you work hard and make things happen for yourself.
Absolutely, brother. Got to definitely put that work in, man. So, yeah, thank you again for inviting me. I appreciate it. Appreciate it wholeheartedly. Thank you for the work that you're doing out there, educating people and being creative, and cutting all the bullshit out and staying real with people, man. That's definitely important. Everybody who's in on the stream, make sure you are following Behind the Bull here, Worldwide Crypto 21. Go give him a follow.
It's on iHeart. It's on iHeart Radio. It's on SoundCloud. It's on It's so for your listening pleasure. It's on like I say, yeah, man. I'm on Podchaser and Spotify. So if you just like to just listen to stuff, hey, there's 4 different ways. If not, you can watch this on just about any platform that I stream on. I stream on 9 different platforms. So you pick and choose what you want. Twitch, Kick, Twitter, whatever the case may be. I'm everywhere, and and at the same time, I also try to do what I can to support other streamers as well, other content creators, and other businessmen. So that's the point of this show, let's go, man, let's go. So this ain't just crypto specific.
Mama, I said, Mama, I officially made it. She said, one day you're gonna be famous. I'm famous on Behind the Bullshit Show. Thank you, Mama. Thank you. I love you.
Yes.
Appreciate you, boss. Appreciate you so much.
Yeah,
man.
Absolutely. And like I say, with that being said, I'm going to end the show. Thank you very much. Make sure you check out Link's crypto app. It's the #1 DeFi portfolio viewer in the crypto space, in my opinion. It's my app. Definitely check it out. linkscrypto.app. Check out playnacl.com. It's the North American Collegiate League. Man, we're doing some great things. If you have any brands out there that want to get into esports and such like that, as well as influencer branding, influencer marketing and stuff like that, definitely reach out to me, man. At Play NACL, we are doing big things and getting some big things done. Definitely check out Rio.stream. It's a new streaming platform aggregator. So if you have a Twitch or a YouTube, and possibly coming soon, as soon as this gets figured out, TikTok Live. So basically, a creator can connect their account, and Rio, anytime they stream on any of those platforms, it will be shown on Rio. They support small streamers, so at any time you have less than 5 streamers or 5 watchers at one time, you get put into the carousel as a featured small streamer. That way, it helps you to get more visibility for your streams and your content. You know what I'm saying? The big platforms don't do it. Also, when you get tipped on Rio, content creators get 100% of their tips. There's no taxes taken out. There's no splittings. Yeah, there's no splitting with the platform that you're on. I'm not going to name no names, but when you are tipped on Rio, the content creators get 100% of those tips. So it helps the content creators, and it also, it helps people understand that when you tip, you take your hard-earned money, you tip these streamers, and you tip them $5, they are getting that entire $5, and they are getting your complete help. So, what I'm saying, it's just one of those things we're supporting, doing big things around town. And like I say, once again, thank you to everybody. Thank you, JRE, man. And we'll see y'all next time.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. Got a monster inside of me. You better watch out if you ignite me. The road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feel